Ladies and gentlemen, it is a historic day today.
Oh boy.
The latest Quinnipiac poll came out showing Joe Biden's approval rating is at 31%.
Woo.
When you add this to the latest aggregate numbers, Joe Biden's approval rating right now the Real Clear Politics average is 36.8. Add in the 31% and it drops down to 36.2. It is a historic day because Donald Trump's lowest point was 37.1. That's right. Joe Biden, or is it 30? It's 37.0. Sorry. I thought it was 0.1. 37 is the lowest point. Joe Biden's approval rating right now in aggregate, all of the polls combined, is lower than the lowest point Trump ever experienced in his presidency. This means, objectively, historical record, Joe Biden is, to the American people, a worse president than Trump.
Wow.
Now, I think the thing about Trump is, I actually think Trump was one of the best presidents we've had. You look at the economic indicators in 2018, when Democrats won a bunch of seats, really great economy. Jim Cramer, of all people, best numbers of our lives. A lot of good things from Donald Trump. Now you can talk about decorum, fine. Joe Biden across the board, inability to speak, no decorum. Sniffing children, no decorum. I will take Trump being a potty mouth and I'll say, yeah. But then Joe Biden sniffs kids. Yeah. Then he destroys the economy. He presides over one of the worst economies in the history of this country. Record inflation, record soaring gas prices. It's just food shortages are coming. War in Eastern Europe. The surrender of Afghanistan. No question. Even with Donald Trump, according to Pew, only receiving around 5% positive coverage, he still is now objectively has polled better than Biden did.
Ooh. Isn't that something?
Biden's got to go.
Unreal.
He's
It's
got
only been
be impeached.
He does. He needs to be impeached.
Do you think you'll be able to impeach him when you guys win in November?
I think it's unforgivable to not impeach him. That's how I feel. And I think the American people feel this way. And I think it's so I believe in accountability. I think if someone is doing a bad job or they're intentionally doing a bad job or they're not fit for the job, you have to fire them and you have to replace them with someone that can do a better job. And right now we are in a crisis.
And I'm going to go off because they impeached Trump twice. And what did Trump do for us? The Abraham Accords, historic, amazing, peace in the Middle East coming. What did he do in
peace in the whole world?
He met with Kim Jong-un.
Yep.
And he was mocked for it. And he entered enemy territory with no security detail. One of the most tremendous things I've seen a president do in my lifetime. And with having family going back to I believe my great grandfather was I think it was my great grandfather. Yeah, actually was from the north. Wow. There was no north at the time. So the country splits. And I actually got to go and visit Seoul and see learn, try and see where my family come from. What cities are they from? Having a family that came from outside of the U.S., it's a really interesting thing. Then I hear Donald Trump. He's like, I want peace. I want to end this conflict. I'm like, how amazing would that be?
Incredible.
And he crosses the DMZ, walks into enemy territory. After all of the threats and all the fear and all the saber rattling, they could have just taken him right there and held him hostage. They could have done anything. And they didn't. They didn't do it. Trump was tremendously brave for doing that. Trump had done such great things on foreign policy. He was getting our troops out of the Middle East. He was setting a timeline for getting out of Afghanistan. Joe Biden screwed that up. They impeached him twice. And he did some of the greatest things I've ever seen as someone who is just livid over the lies of Obama and his foreign policy to see the tremendous foreign policy of Donald Trump.
That's right.
The domestic policy was incredible as well, bringing back manufacturing. It was a great economy. But I can admit it. I didn't like the way his attitude, but that didn't matter in the long run.